Hello, my friends. Welcome back to our channel. I hope you are doing well and becoming stronger every single day. Today's topic is, you cannot sprint while carrying the past. Many people want a better future, but they are still carrying yesterday's pain, regrets, failures, and fears. The truth is, you cannot move forward at your full speed if you refuse to let go of what is holding you back. In this video, you will learn how to release the weight of the past, heal from old mistakes, and build the strength to create a brighter future. So watch this video until the end because one lesson today could completely change the way you see your life. And if you enjoy this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Let's begin. Lesson 1. You cannot move forward while holding on. Imagine trying to run a race while carrying a heavy backpack filled with stones. Every step feels harder. Every movement takes more energy. No matter how determined you are, the extra weight slows you down. Many people live their lives exactly like this. The backpack is not filled with stones. It is filled with old pain. Past failures, broken relationships, regret, guilt, fear, disappointment. They carry these things every day without realizing how much they are holding them back. They dream about a better future, but they keep looking behind them. They want new opportunities, but they are still trapped by old memories. They want peace, but they keep replaying yesterday's mistakes. The truth is simple. You cannot move forward freely while holding on to what belongs in the past. This does not mean your past was unimportant. Your experiences shaped you. Your failures taught you lessons. Your pain made you stronger. Your mistakes helped you grow. But those experiences were meant to teach you, not imprison you. There is a big difference between remembering a lesson and carrying a burden. Remember the lesson. Leave the burden behind. Many people continue punishing themselves for mistakes they made years ago. They say things like, "I should have done better. I ruined everything. I missed my chance. If only I had made a different decision." But no amount of regret can change yesterday. The only thing regret can change is today. If you allow it to steal your peace and your confidence, forgive yourself. You were learning. You made decisions with the knowledge you had at that time. Today, you know more. Today, you are stronger. Today, you have another opportunity. Do not let an old version of yourself control the person you are becoming. The past is a teacher, not a prison. Visit it only to learn. Do not build your home there. Sometimes the hardest person to forgive is yourself. You may forgive others more easily than you forgive your own mistakes. But healing begins when you stop fighting with yesterday. Accept what happened. Learn from it. Then give yourself permission to move forward. Remember, every successful person has made mistakes. Every confident person has faced failure. Every strong person has experienced pain. The difference is that they did not allow those moments to define the rest of their lives. They took the lesson and continued walking. You can do the same. There will always be things you wish had happened differently. There will always be moments you cannot change. But your future is still waiting for you. Do not miss tomorrow because you are still holding yesterday. Life moves forward. Time moves forward. Growth moves forward. You should move forward too. Ask yourself today, what am I still carrying that no longer belongs in my life? Is it regret? Is it guilt? Is it fear? Is it anger? Is it someone's hurtful words? Whatever it is, remember this. You do not become stronger by carrying unnecessary weight. You become stronger by learning what to let go. Let go of the guilt that no longer serves you. Let go of the anger that steals your peace. Let go of the fear that keeps you standing still. Let go of the belief that your past decides your future. Your story is not over. One mistake is not your identity. One failure is not your destiny. One difficult chapter is not the end of the book. Every sunrise is a reminder that life gives you another chance. Every new day is an invitation to begin again. Do not waste that gift by living in yesterday. Carry the wisdom. Leave the pain. Carry the lesson. Leave the regret. Carry the experience. Leave the burden. Because the lighter your heart becomes, the faster you can move toward the life you truly deserve. And always remember this powerful truth. You cannot sprint toward your future while carrying the weight of your past. The moment you let go is the moment you begin to move freely. And before we start Lesson 2, please like this video because your one like gives me motivation to create more helpful videos for you. Lesson 2. Stop living in the what if. One of the biggest traps in life is living in the world of what if. What if I had made a different decision? What if I had started earlier? What if I had not trusted that person? What if I had worked harder? What if I had not failed? These questions seem harmless at first, but if you repeat them every day, they slowly steal your happiness. They keep your mind trapped in a past that no longer exists. No matter how much you think about yesterday, you cannot go back and change it. Time only moves in one direction, forward. The more you fight with the past, the less energy you have to build your future. Many people lose years of their lives because they keep replaying the same painful memories. They imagine different endings. They create perfect versions of situations that never happened. They believe that if one moment had changed, their entire life would be perfect. But life does not work that way. Every person has made mistakes. Every person has missed opportunities. Every person has experienced disappointment. The difference is that successful people refuse to stay there. They accept that the past cannot be edited, but the future can still be written. Imagine a driver who keeps looking in the rearview mirror. For a few seconds, it is helpful. But if they keep staring at it, they will eventually lose control of the car. Life is the same. The past is your rearview mirror. Look at it only long enough to learn the lesson. Then return your eyes to the road ahead. That is where your future is waiting. Sometimes you are not suffering because of what happened. You are suffering because you refuse to stop thinking about what happened. The event is over. But your mind keeps bringing it back again and again. You become both the prisoner and the guard. You lock yourself inside memories that no longer have the power to hurt you. Unless you keep giving them power, the good news is that you have a choice. You cannot always choose what happened to you, but you can choose what happens inside you now. You can choose hope instead of regret. You can choose action instead of overthinking. You can choose growth instead of guilt. The moment you stop asking, what if, you can finally begin asking, what now? That is the question that changes lives. What now? What can I learn? What can I improve? What small step can I take today? How can I become stronger because of this experience? These questions move you forward. They turn pain into wisdom. They turn failure into preparation. They turn disappointment into determination. Never forget that your past has already finished its job. It gave you experience. Now let your future begin its job. It is waiting for your courage. It is waiting for your discipline. It is waiting for your decision to stop looking backward. Do not spend another year wishing yesterday had been different. Spend today becoming different. Because when you change yourself, your future changes with you. Every morning is a new opportunity. Every choice is a new beginning. Every step forward is proof that your past no longer controls your life. So stop living in what if. Live in what's next. That is where hope lives. That is where growth begins. And that is where the best chapter of your life is waiting to be written. Lesson 3. Forgive yourself and put down the weight. Sometimes the past is not holding you. Sometimes you are holding the past. You keep carrying the mistake. You keep repeating the memory. You keep blaming yourself for something that has already happened. And slowly, guilt becomes a heavy weight inside your heart. You may smile in front of people. You may continue with your daily routine. But deep inside, you are still fighting with an old version of yourself. You keep saying, I should have known better. I should not have done that. I disappointed myself. I wasted my time. I made the wrong choice. These thoughts can become a prison. The door may be open, but you still refuse to walk out because you believe you deserve to suffer. But listen carefully. Punishing yourself forever will not repair the past. It will only damage your future. You cannot heal by hating yourself. You cannot grow by constantly reminding yourself that you failed. You cannot build confidence while speaking to yourself like an enemy. At some point, you must choose forgiveness. Forgiving yourself does not mean pretending that the mistake was acceptable. It does not mean avoiding responsibility. It does not mean forgetting the lesson. It means accepting that you are human. It means admitting what happened, learning from it, and choosing not to repeat it. That is real growth. There is a difference between guilt and responsibility. Guilt says, I am a terrible person. Responsibility says, I made a mistake, and I will do better. Guilt keeps you trapped. Responsibility helps you change. Guilt attacks your identity. Responsibility improves your behavior. A strong person does not deny their mistakes. They face them honestly. They apologize when necessary. They repair what they can. They learn the lesson. Then they move forward. You may not be able to change what happened, but you can change what happens next. That is where your power lives. Maybe you trusted the wrong person. Maybe you stayed too long in a painful situation. Maybe you gave up on an important goal. Maybe you hurt someone with your words. Maybe you ignored an opportunity. Maybe you wasted months or even years. It happened. You cannot remove it from your story. But you can decide what that chapter will mean. Will it become proof that you are a failure? Or will it become the moment that taught you to live differently? Your mistake can become a wall, or it can become a step. The choice is yours. Many people believe that they must feel guilty forever to prove that they are sorry. But suffering is not the same as changing. You can feel terrible for years and still remain the same person. Real regret should produce better action. If you are truly sorry, grow. If you learn the lesson, live differently. If you want to honor the pain, do not repeat the pattern. That is more meaningful than punishing yourself every day. Imagine carrying a heavy suitcase everywhere you go. Inside it are old mistakes, painful memories, and harsh words you have spoken to yourself. Every morning you pick it up. You take it to work. You take it into your relationships. You take it into new opportunities. Then you wonder why everything feels exhausting. The answer is simple. You are carrying things that were never meant to follow you forever. Open the suitcase. Look at each memory honestly. Take out the lesson, then leave the weight behind. Maybe the lesson is to trust more carefully. Maybe it is to speak with patience. Maybe it is to stop delaying your dreams. Maybe it is to value yourself. Maybe it is to walk away sooner. Whatever the lesson is, keep it. But do not continue carrying the shame. Shame says you are permanently broken. That is not true. You are still capable of change. You are still worthy of peace. You are still allowed to begin again. Your worst moment is not your whole identity. You are more than the decision you regret. You are more than the relationship that failed. You are more than the opportunity you missed. You are more than the person you used to be. You are also the person who survived, the person who learned, the person who is trying again, the person who now understands what they did not understand before. That matters. Growth often looks like looking back at your old self and thinking, I would never make that decision today. That sentence is proof that you have changed. Do not hate the person you were. That person was doing their best with the awareness, strength, and understanding they had at that time. Maybe their best was not enough. Maybe they made poor choices. But today, you have more wisdom. Use it. Do not waste your new understanding by staying trapped in old shame. You cannot run toward a better life while constantly turning around to punish your past self. At some point, you must say, I accept what happened. I accept that I made mistakes. I accept that I cannot change yesterday. But I refuse to let yesterday destroy tomorrow. That is not weakness. That is courage. Self-forgiveness is not a one-time feeling. It is a decision you may need to make many times. The memory may return. The guilt may return. The old voice may say, you do not deserve another chance. When that happens, answer it with truth. Say, I have learned. I am changing. I am taking responsibility. I will not remain the same. Then return your attention to today. Today is where healing happens. Today is where better decisions are made. Today is where you prove that the lesson was not wasted. You may still need to apologize to someone. You may need to correct a mistake. You may need to rebuild trust. You may need to accept consequences. Do those things with courage. Forgiveness does not remove responsibility. It gives you the strength to face it without destroying yourself. You can be accountable and still be kind to yourself. You can admit that you were wrong and still believe that you can become better. You can regret your actions without rejecting your entire life. This balance is important. A person who never accepts responsibility repeats mistakes. A person who never forgives themselves becomes too broken to move forward. Choose the middle path. Be honest, be responsible, be compassionate. Then continue. Remember, the past cannot chase you forever unless you keep carrying it. Set it down. You have held it long enough. The lesson is already inside you. You do not need the pain to remember it. You do not need the shame to prove you have changed. You do not need to suffer forever to earn a new beginning. A new beginning is created when you make a new decision. So forgive yourself, not because the past did not matter, but because your future matters too. Forgive yourself so you can breathe again. Forgive yourself so you can trust yourself again. Forgive yourself so you can love again. Forgive yourself so you can move again. The road ahead needs your full strength. Your future needs your energy. Your dreams need your attention. You cannot give them your best while your hands are still full of yesterday. Put down the guilt. Carry the wisdom. Put down the shame. Carry the lesson. Put down the old identity. Carry the stronger person you have become. You cannot sprint while carrying the past. But the moment you forgive yourself and release the weight, you will discover that you were never too weak to move forward. You were simply carrying too much. Lesson 4. Stop letting old pain control new opportunities. Sometimes the past does not return as a memory. It returns as fear. A new opportunity appears, but you hesitate because of what happened before. A good person enters your life, but you keep your distance because someone else once hurt you. A new dream begins to grow, but you immediately remember the last time you failed. The situation is new. The moment is new. The people may be new, but your reaction is still coming from an old wound. This is how the past quietly controls the future. You may believe you have moved on because you no longer talk about what happened. But if old pain still decides what you trust, what you avoid, and what you believe about yourself, then part of you is still living there. Healing is not only about feeling better. Healing is about becoming free enough to respond to the present without being controlled by yesterday. Imagine touching something hot once. After that, your mind becomes careful. This response protects you. But emotional pain can create the same kind of reaction. After betrayal, you become afraid to trust. After failure, you become afraid to try. After rejection, you become afraid to show yourself. After disappointment, you stop expecting anything good. Your mind believes it is protecting you. It says, do not take the risk. Do not get close. Do not hope too much. Do not try again. You already know how this ends. But you do not know how it ends. You only know how one old chapter ended. That chapter is not the whole book. One painful experience does not predict every future experience. One person's behavior does not define every person. One failure does not decide every attempt. One rejection does not measure your value. The past can give you wisdom, but it should not be allowed to write every new story before it begins. There is a difference between being careful and being closed. Being careful means you use what you learned. Being closed means fear makes every decision for you. Being careful says, I will move slowly and pay attention. Being closed says, I will never try again. Being careful protects you. Being closed imprisons you. You must learn the difference. Maybe you once trusted someone who disappointed you. That experience may have taught you to notice actions, respect boundaries, and take your time. Those are useful lessons. But if you now believe that nobody can ever be trusted, the lesson has become a burden. Maybe you once followed a dream and failed. That experience may have taught you to prepare better, work harder, or choose a different strategy. Those are useful lessons. But if you now refuse every opportunity because failure is possible, the lesson has become a wall. The goal is not to forget what happened. The goal is to stop allowing it to control everything that happens next. You cannot build a new life while constantly expecting the old pain to return. You cannot enjoy a new relationship while treating the new person like the one who hurt you. You cannot grow in a new opportunity while repeating, I will fail again. You cannot experience peace while your mind is always preparing for disaster. At some point, you must give the present a fair chance. This does not mean ignoring warning signs. It does not mean trusting everyone immediately. It does not mean pretending that the world is always safe. It means refusing to judge every new moment through the eyes of your worst experience. The past may explain your fear, but it does not have to control your choices. Ask yourself honestly, am I responding to what is happening now, or am I reacting to what happened before? This question can reveal many things. Maybe someone gave you simple feedback, but you felt deeply attacked because criticism once made you feel worthless. Maybe a friend took time to reply, and you immediately believed they were leaving because someone abandoned you before. Maybe an opportunity required courage, but you called it impossible because a past failure damaged your confidence. Your feelings are real, but they may not always be telling you the full truth about the present. Sometimes your emotions are old alarms ringing in a new room. Pause before you obey them. Look around. Ask what is actually happening. Gather the facts. Give yourself time. Then choose from wisdom, not from panic. Your past may say, run. Wisdom may say, wait and observe. Your past may say, nobody is safe. Wisdom may say, trust should be earned slowly. Your past may say, you will fail. Wisdom may say, prepare better and try again. Your past may say, you are not enough. Wisdom may say, you are still learning and becoming stronger. Healing often requires new experiences. You rebuild trust by meeting people who are consistent. You rebuild confidence by taking small risks. You rebuild hope by allowing yourself to believe again. You rebuild strength by facing what you once avoided. You cannot think your way out of every fear. Sometimes you must create new evidence. If your past says, you always quit, continue one more day. If your past says, you cannot speak, share one honest thought. If your past says, you will fail, take one prepared step. If your past says, you cannot trust yourself, keep one small promise. Each new action becomes proof that the past is no longer in control. Do not wait until all fear disappears. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the decision that your future deserves a chance, even while fear is still present. You may feel nervous and still move forward. You may feel uncertain and still begin. You may remember the pain and still choose hope. You may not trust completely yet, but you can open the door slowly. Progress does not require a perfect heart. It only requires an honest next step. Sometimes people become loyal to their pain because it feels familiar. They know how to live disappointed. They know how to expect the worst. They know how to stay emotionally distant. Hope feels more dangerous because hope can be disappointed. So they choose familiar pain over uncertain possibility. But a familiar prison is still a prison. You were not created only to survive what happened. You were also created to experience what can happen next. There may be opportunities waiting for you that look nothing like the ones you lost. There may be people who treat you with the respect you once begged for. There may be success waiting after the failure you thought had ended everything. There may be peace on the other side of the fear you keep protecting. But you will never discover these things if you allow the past to close every new door. Do not make tomorrow pay for what yesterday did. Do not punish a new person for an old person's choices. Do not reject a new opportunity because an old attempt failed. Do not abandon a new version of yourself because the old version struggled. Your future deserves to meet you without all the rules fear created. It deserves to meet the stronger you, the wiser you, the more careful you. the more mature you. Not the version of you who never feels afraid, but the version who no longer lets fear become the leader. Let your past become a reference, not a ruler. Let it advise you, but do not let it command you. Let it remind you to be wise, but do not let it convince you to stop living. You can carry a lesson without carrying the wound. You can remember what happened without expecting it everywhere. You can protect your heart without closing it forever. You can move carefully without standing still. This is what freedom looks like. It is not forgetting. It is choosing differently. It is saying, yes, I was hurt, but I will not become hopeless. Yes, I failed, but I will not stop trying. Yes, I was rejected, but I will not reject myself. Yes, I trusted the wrong person, but I will not believe that everyone is the same. Yes, the past changed me, but it will not control me. That is power. You may not be responsible for the pain someone gave you, but you are responsible for what you allow that pain to become. Do not let it become your identity. Do not let it become your excuse. Do not let it become the voice that destroys every good possibility. Turn it into wisdom. Turn it into boundaries. Turn it into strength. Turn it into a reason to choose better, not a reason to stop choosing at all. Your life is still moving. New doors are still opening. New people are still coming. New opportunities are still possible. Meet them as they are. Do not force them to carry the face of your past. Give today a chance to be different. Give yourself a chance to respond differently. Give your future the chance it has been waiting for. You cannot sprint while carrying the past. And you cannot build something new while expecting every new thing to become an old wound. So loosen your grip on yesterday. Open your eyes to what is in front of you. Move with wisdom. Move with courage. Move with hope. The past has already taken enough of your time. Do not allow it to take the opportunities that were meant for your future. If this video inspired you to let go of the past, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Remember, your past is a lesson, not a life sentence. Leave the weight behind, move forward with courage, and create the future you deserve. I'll see you in the next video.